Hi guys, welcome to Cooking in the Kitchen with me, Mike, and...
Hi, I'm Edwin.
Today we're going to be making something called boerewors. For those that do not know, boerewors is a traditional Afrikaans savoury sausage. It is not called savoury sausage by some people who think it is. It is not called South African sausage, and it's not called Southern African sausage. There's nothing African about it. It is Afrikaans. It originates from the Afrikaner. Boerewors was invented or discovered many years ago by the Afrikaans people. Boere means farmer. Wors means sausage. So it means farmer sausage. It is definitely a must try. You must try it. When you cook it on a braai, we call it braai, you guys overseas would probably call it a barbecue. When you cook it on the braai, the smell is unbelievable. It just makes you want some. So we are going to get started, and just to let you guys know that I am blind, so I will be doing things somewhat a little differently to the way Edwin does things. So just in case you might be wondering, you will now know why. So shall we get started?
Let's get started.
Okay, so we're going to get the meat out of the fridge. We've got approximately 5 kilos of meat. Yes, if you're going to make this, it's a good idea to do it in a large quantity. This is not something you're going to want to do in small quantities, because you're going to be making a mess of your kitchen, so you might as well have fun doing it. Okay, this is the ground beef. I think Edwin can zoom in a bit. And this here is the pork. It's about 1 kg of pork, and this is some pork fat. Now,
Beef fat.
Beef fat, sorry, this is beef fat. Okay, so we've got some pork, we've got some beef trimmings, and we've got some beef fat. Now, the ratio of meat to fat of pork fat varies from different recipes to different recipes. Some will tell you that you should put 20% fat, 80% meat. Others will tell you 30% fat, 70% meat. Others will still tell you that you can add a bit of pork in there. So we are going to be doing 70% meat, eh?
70% meat, 10% pork, 20% fat.
Now the reason for adding pork, I was told by a boer, is that if you don't add it, the boerewors will be too dry. This is going to be our first attempt at making boerewors. We are going to get started, and we're going to get a metal dish to put the meat all in. So that we have everything together, we're going to take all this meat out of this packet, and maybe Edwin can just zoom in with the camera so that you can see the kind of meat we're talking about. This meat needs to be chopped before it can go into your mincer. You need to cube this meat. And then we've got the pork, and then now the fat. So we put this in here and we bring it all together. There's the fat there. Fat adds flavor.
Yes, remember, fat always is where your flavor is, so you do need it. But if you're anything like me, you don't like too much fat, because it does make me a bit ill.
Well, this is why we are wanting to make our own boerewors, because we want to make it with less fat. We want to make it the way we want to make it. Usually when boers make their boerewors, they make their own spices, and we have bought our spices pre-made from Crown National, and we are going to be making that famous Ouma's Boerewors. Now, Ouma is what we call our grannies. We call our grannies Ouma's, or as you people might say, grandmothers. So we say Ouma and Opa. Opa is the grandpa, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And the Ouma is the Oma, yeah. So we are going to be making Ouma's Boerewors because she makes goed Boerewors, which is what we call good Boerewors. Please understand, this is South African, so we are South African, and if you do hear Afrikaans expressions from time to time, you know now why. And as you guys can see, I am now wearing a different shirt. Now that's because I just discovered that Edwin is wearing his South African shirt. Okay, we have now our Ouma's Boerewors spice, which you can get from Crown National. First I'm going to cut this pork.
And don't worry, he won't cut his fingers.
No, don't worry. Okay, leave this dish there and there. We're going to cut the meat. As you can see, this knife does not play, and Edwin does not like this knife. Okay, we're just going to, I think that'll be enough. They recommend that you cut the meat in cubes, so let's do that. Let's cut this meat in cubes, and Edwin is watching nervously because this knife is very sharp, as you can see. Then we've got the fat. We're going to do the fat.
Okay, so Mike and I have swapped places. He's behind the camera now, and I'm using this dangerous weapon. And yes, my hands are clean. Just to remind everyone, please, please, please make sure you have got clean hands.
Now the next thing is we're going to be adding the spices. We are going to add 184 grams to 5 kilos of meat, and to that we're going to be adding 334 grams of water.
Please make sure it's ice cold water.
much is that?
I've got 188.
Okay, 188 is fine. We're going to add the spice to the meat. Now, you've got to get your hands in here, okay? You can't say, well, I don't want to use my hands. You have to use your hands. So I'm going to do a little bit, and then Edwin's going to come and do a little bit. Edwin's going to put the water for me. This is going to be...
This is 333 milliliters.
Okay, now as you can see, we got to rinse all this salt off. Now, we've also got to rinse the inside of this. Okay, the timer is up and we are now going to start preparing. Edwin can just stop the timer for me. We are using the coarse mincing blade. They recommend you start with a coarse mincing blade, then you mince your meat, and then you put your spices in, and then you mince it again, and then you feed it to the sausage. It already smells like boerewors, hey Edwin?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to start mincing in some of the mince. We're going to put the machine to number 1. Okay. We're going to start feeding in the mince. Don't put too much meat in your mincer. Okay, don't overwork your mincer. You will cause the mincer to overheat, and then that's going to create a problem when it comes to the fat. Just for those who might be interested, this Kenwood machine is over 30 years old and it still works. Now we are going to fill up the casings. Right, now comes the fun part. Now we are going to be putting on our attachments to fill the skins, the casings, and we just want to get this onto the food processor. Come on, boy. There we go. And then we're going to screw this on the end here. Okay. Make sure all is in order. Make sure that everything is lined up like it should be. Okay. Okay. Make sure everything is working. Right, and now we're going to get the sausage skins and we're going to feed it onto the sausage filler. Okay, now that I've found the opening of the casing, we're going to feed it onto the little filler. Add a little water to the sausage goodie. What you want to do, you want to feed it on nicely. Don't force the thing. This will take a little while to do because of the fact that you've got to somehow do it like this, hey? Almost there. We don't have much to go now. You're going to have to leave a little bit at the end of your casing, so that when you start, you've got something to hold on to or fill. So you've got to fill. There we go, Ed. Check, it's almost done. Isn't that fantastic? I did it. I didn't think I was going to get this on without breaking the skin, but so far there's been no breaks in the skin. They've been on there, and it's taken up the entire sausage filler. It's taken up the entire sausage filler. Right, I would say that is it. As you can see, it is all on, and we are now ready to begin our sausage making. We are now ready to start feeding in some mince into the thing here. Okay, stop slowly to turn the machine off. As you can see, the boerewors is now starting to come through. we have made our boerewors. Now Edwin's just going to come and cut that little piece off there for me. We're just going to cut that off, and then we're going to pull the skin off. That's all we got left from that long piece of boerewors. What was very interesting is the fact that 5 kilos of meat, that long strand that we took out of the box, made that 5 kilos of meat. I hope there are mini strands like that in that box, because we certainly have a lot of boerewors to make. Till next time guys, please click subscribe to our channel if you want to subscribe. Like the channel if you like it, and hope you're going to try our recipes, and we will see you again next time when we show you how to braai the boerewors that we made. Hey Edwin?
That's it.
And I think from me, Edwin, we will say cheers until next time.
Bye.